welcome back to West Texas, folks. So George and I are both up fairly early. He's over there in the Magnum running some tillage for us still. He's doing a great job over there. We are bringing the Fendt over to the workshop. It's going to have its front loader taken off because chatting to my farming consultant, Mighty Mike, and from my own guesses, I didn't think something like this was particularly American. So we're going to get the Fendt in the shop and get the front loader taken off. And we're going to head over to the store and pick up a wheel loader for this kind of job. And the Fendt is going to stay on the farm just for the kind of smaller carting jobs and that kind of thing. Which the engine off would be a good idea. So once we've done the run to the store, yeah, so we can configure this to run on a wheel loader as well, so that will be useful. Alright, we're going to leave this here. George is probably at some point going to do the work for us to get the front loader off of there. Probably leave the mountings on for it, just because that might be useful at some point in the future. Who knows? I'm going to head on back over to the main farmyard, and we're going to jump in the semi again, head over to the store, pick up the wheel loader, and then we need to feed some cows. We seem to be constantly feeding cows. I'm actually contemplating while we're there picking up another load of bales as well, because we haven't got many left, and we've probably got at least a day until we can cut some grass. So I think what I will do is meet you back up at the store, where we're going to be looking at buying a wheel loader and maybe buying another truck, I guess. Although that would mean that we wouldn't have the bale trailer with us. So actually we'll skip that idea. I'll see you back up at the store. We'll be picking up a wheel loader on the low loader, and then we may do another run back to the store to pick up more bales. We'll see how the bales that we've got go actually. So I will see you in a second. So just rolling up to the store now. We had to chill out and have coffee a little while before we left because the store doesn't open till 8 and I was a little bit too keen. So let's get the ramps down and let's go shopping. And what I'm looking at is this case wheel loader. It's going to pick it up as is. I had a checklist of things to go through before I started recording, and I still didn't do everything on the list. So looking at this case wheel loader, just going to pick it up as is, $50,000 bargain price. We're then looking at getting we're going to need a fork for silage and manure and things. We're going to go for the one from the CSZ pack. If I can find it. There we go. This thing in the 5-meter version, I think it holds 15,000 litres, which is really good. And then we're going to go, I think it's under baling technology. It's not. Okay, let's go by manufacturer. It's under, there we go. I thought this would be really useful for getting bales off of the back of the flatbed when we load them up at the store. This will let us pick them off in a similar way. Then we'll go for black. That looks quite nice. Another $70,000 gone. So let's get all this loaded up, and then we will head back down to the yard, feed the cows what we have, see if we think that's going to last the day, or at least let's do some field work, and then we'll worry about whether we need to buy more bales. So my plan for today is to get field 4 planted with Triticale. That will be the last of the field work that we can do for a few days, I think, because we're looking at planting corn. Actually, we can plant corn tomorrow, and we can plant cotton tomorrow if it warms up. So maybe once we've got the Triticale in the ground, we will be looking at skipping ahead to tomorrow and getting the corn and the cotton planted. I think we still have to do some work on field 12, which I haven't decided yet whether to do. Wow, I was really maxing out the voice levels there by the looks of it. I haven't decided yet whether I want to do field 12 as corn, so we get loads of silage, or whether I want to do it as cotton to get loads of money. Silage is probably the better option because we need a lot of cow feed. So I've added into this game as well the strap vehicles mod, which a couple of people recommended to me, and I just completely ignored it. But it's awesome. We hit Alt, Control S, and everything's strapped on now. So if you look in the F1 menu on the left hand side, it tells you we've got 2 implements strapped on. That's the wheel loader and then the silage fork, and it tells us how much they weigh. And it actually holds them in place. It's much better than using the straps, and one of the options to kind of attempt to strap the vehicle down, because I found that for big vehicles the straps won't actually reach. So I'll head to get this back to the farm and we will catch up in a second. So just rolling back into the farm. Take this up over to the cow yard on the back of the low loader. Skirt down the side of the calf pens. Might not need to unload this just yet. I think we'll use the skid steer to load up the hay into the forage wagon again, or feed mixer again, so we can even out the food distribution. Problem I had last time where the bales were just jumping straight into random feed troughs. There we go. Let's pull the massey out and we'll load up the bales and go feed some cows. Probably need to clean some cows out as well. Okay, maybe we do need the wheel loader. And that means we probably need to grab the bale fork from over in the workshop. So, give me a second, I'll sort that out, and again, I will be right back. So we're back over at the yard. Let's have a go with the wheel loader. Wow, it's big compared to that little skid steer. I need to move where the feed wagon is. So if you're curious, the little pop-up at... oh, I've only got one bale there. The little pop-up at the bottom of the screen is a mod which gives you the contents of the feed wagon. So it's a bit like the display that's built into Maize Plus, but doesn't require Maize Plus. Oh man. This would definitely be a cut and leave on the editing room floor job. So that works better. You can see it gives you the mix ratio and how much is in there, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm just going to pull the massey round so that we don't have to do quite so much manoeuvring. I think this holds about 24,000 litres, which is going to be 6 bales. So now we're using the wheel loader. We should easily be able to pick 4 up to fill it up. I don't think I'm going to show all of the work with the cows today. We did a lot in the last episode. Obviously we're buying the cows and getting the bales over here. So I will probably just do this first load and then sort out there, getting them cleaned, getting the rest of the feed run out. Words. And then we'll jump into some seeding. So longer term, the plan for feeding all of the animals is going to be to install a Tmr Mixing Silo. We're not going to be able to feed all these cows using just a mixing wagon. Need to swap tip sides to the right. Yeah, we're not going to be able to feed all of these cows with a mixing wagon of this size at all. It's just not going to be practical. So I've got my eye on a Tmr Mixing Silo. We've got a couple of options. They hold a few 100,000 litres of TMR. I don't know what that is in American units, but that will probably mean that we can do a mix a day once we've got the ingredients for TMR. This is definitely going to be way beyond the scale, it would seem anyway, of the stuff that I've done before. Although on Sandy Bay I think I had close to 1,000 cows at one point, and feeding them didn't seem like a hard job, but I'm going to let the rest of this run out and then we'll see where we are with each lot of feeding cows. So really none of them have got enough to last them the day, I don't think, so we're going to have to do at least one more load of the same, which means definitely next game day we'll need to buy more bales. So I am going to finish feeding the cows, clean along the feed alley, and then we will be back and we will be in the 9190, hopefully seeding some Triticale, unless things go badly. I'll catch you all in a little while. We're done with the cows for now. I think they've got enough to last them until the morning. It's touch and go. We'll definitely be buying more bales tomorrow. George has just finished up with the Magnum. I've let him go off for a break because he was out pretty early. We're going to get this back over to the yard, get it cleaned up and get it put away because we probably don't need it for at least the rest of today. My next job is then to jump in the Titan. We haven't used that yet, and get some lime spread on field 4, and I'll probably do field 6 at the same time, and then we'll get to the seeding because I'd forgotten about needing to do some lime. So let's give this thing a wash, look after our kit. It's taking a little while to get cleaned up. I guess it's been pretty dirty, working pretty hard in the field. Get the anhydrous bar / cultivator cleaned off as well. There's probably some nasty stuff on there. Don't want to be putting that in the shed. I'm really pleased I actually got that to work, and you know, we've done a pretty good job. We've got 3 of the 4 fields now cultivated. Actually, one of them's planted with grass, and that grass is growing. They've all got some nitrogen in them, so we're going to have less of a job when we get around to planting and seeding. Let's pull this rig into the shed. I'll probably leave this on the back of the Magnum because we will need to use it on field 12 once that's been ploughed. And we need to go next door and jump in Titan. Hopefully we can get it out of the door where someone's left that animal trailer in the way. Don't know who that would have been. And let's give this beast a try. I have not actually used this yet. Probably should have gone the other way. Oh, the lime station is just over here that we've got put in. We'll run and do fields 4 and 6, as I think I've probably very much just said. We might need to speed up the fill rate on the lime, unless this is just an insane amount of lime that's going in here. I guess we'll find out when we spread it on the field, but I will jump to me being full. I actually went for a little wonder while that thing filled up. I think it cost us about 5 grand to fill up, and we're fairly slow now. Just going to wind down the speed on the cruise control. I don't want to be hammering around the farm at 50 miles an hour. Yeah, 47 tons of lime. That's a lot of lime. As I said, our grass is starting to grow. Probably need a few days before we can actually mow it and get anything off of it. The precision farming menu up. And yep, I think we're on automatic activation. Application, not activation. And we're off. We're running very quickly, but I'm not going to complain about that with how much ground we have to cover. I think this would be a really good point to jump into either a montage or a time lapse of me getting all this done. This could take a little while, but I fancy driving it myself. So we'll hit the music and we'll get some jobs done.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's brand
pretty much done with lime in this field. It's taken 3 or 4 loads to cover the field. It needed quite a lot of lime. It's also made me realise that the grass field that we planted, field 14, also needs lime. What I'm going to do, I think, is let that grow the first time and get it cut, and then when we refertilise we'll also put some lime on there. Putting lime on growing plants never seems like a good idea to me, but we need to do it, so we'll get that done. I've also set up an auto drive course which will run from field 4 or field 6 back to the lime point, and what I'm actually going to do is set up course play to run field 6 doing the lime for us, if I can get that to work. And while that's working we will run the seeder in field 4. So let's bring up course play, and we want fertilizing and seeding, and course generation. I think we'll do 2 headlands. We'll start on headland passes because it doesn't really matter for that. We'll do a reasonable overlap. I think that's everything, so let's generate the course. That looks okay to me. We will set auto drive on to load, I think it is. So we will load at the lime. I've only done this once or twice, I think. We will do lime. We will set that for unload / refill. We'll set that to first waypoint. The only other thing I'm wondering is add a field type, lime, add minimum, and whack that up to 95%. And we'll kick that off and we'll hope. And that's getting perfect not nitrogen, lime. Cool. We just so happen to have left the 9190 sitting over here on the edge of the field for the last half a day. Seems like a long time since we were in here. So still got a reasonable amount of fertilizer and seed. So let's switch to Triticale. We won't open it up on our nice grass field. We will wait until we get over to this field. So like I've been doing recently, we'll do probably a couple of headlands so we can get round this field. Switching to controller for this because it works better for the steering. If the controller's woken up. So we want to do auto width on the GPS. Done. We've got our heading set, which is okay. We need to lower the implement. I've got Sim dashboard next to me, but it doesn't seem to want to work. So that's in and it's on. So let's hit the cruise control. And we're off. We are also doing auto application of fertilizer, so it's taking us up to optimal fertilization. we're very quickly getting covered in lime. I've got real dirt on for a change. I don't usually use it, but I thought it might be cool. But I think the dirt map on this 9190 is a bit funky. It seems to instantly go to very, very dirty. But hey, you know, we're driving through a field of lime, it's going to get dirty. I don't know if we'll have enough fertilizer or seed in here to get this done, but we'll see how we go. Let's hit the music again, folks.
Race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, 'cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next?
So we are back. You will have seen some sort of combination of montage or time lapse there of me seeding this field. We haven't used much much seed or fertilizer at all. I'm not sure if that's the map or if that's just the way this seeder works. You can see the Titan is off over in the distance running the lime. Still, he's got a fair way to go. Yeah, it's quite a big field, and I had a couple of issues with auto drive. The more savvy of you will have noticed that I set up the load and deliver points the wrong way around. The other issue was the field is so big that when the spreader first ran out of lime on the far side of the field, it couldn't find its way back to the point that I'd set up because it's not yet connected to the main auto drive network I've got on here. And so there are currently two separate loops. One does kind of the trip up to the shop and the animal dealer, and the other one does a little bit around the farm, and they're not linked, and it just didn't work. So I had to drive a lap around the field, just joining up the outside of the field with the point that I'd set up. The other thing that you may have noticed is the Real Dirt mod and this tractor don't seem to work very well together. But hey, I'm not a modder, I can't complain about how all these different things interact. So we have a nice big field of Triticale. There are a couple of missed spots where either the plough missed, and because this isn't a direct drill we haven't replanted, or I can't get into the corners like just there. So we're done with the seeder for this year. Let's just clear off the GPS. So we'll take that back to the farm and get it washed up. Probably looking at a slightly shorter video this time as I try and work out how I'm getting all my timings down. That, or I'm going to grab the plough and start tackling field 12 and get a bit of footage of that and probably finish it off camera. Ploughing field 12 is one of the last big jobs we've got to do, apart from seeding, planting 12 and planting 6. We're going to have to lime field 12 as well, but I'll probably use coarse play to do that, as that's going to be a big job and get through a lot of lime. I've not really kept track of how much lime is taken for field 6. It was a lot. Hopefully if I stop there, switch the engine off while we do this, hopefully the hose will reach. And I thought, okay, that was weird. Every time I tried to activate the sprayer, the game paused. The tractor that gets dirty instantly and takes a while to clean. Well, seeder's not too bad. And the air cart on the back looks pretty darn clean to me. Just give the seeder a bit more of a wash, as that's going to be it done for the year. So my plan for putting videos together, if you've made it this far, you will you'll get a kind of sneak peek ahead. Once all, I might have said it in the last one, I lose track. Once all the fields are planted and fertilized, we will probably jump ahead. There's bound to be some grass work, which I'll probably do an episode or so on, but there will be a point where I jump ahead to us being ready to harvest and make some maize silage and things. Silage, I don't have maize plus on, so it's all just silage. The reason for that is I want to make progress on this series, and obviously there's not that long until FS22 comes out. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to make the transition. I expect people will want to start watching content on FS22 pretty much straight away, but I'll have games that I'm in progress of playing, so not sure how I'm going to manage that yet. If you're still watching, some feedback would be nice. I'll probably do mostly tutorials at the start of FS22 because we won't have mods, we'll only have the base game maps. I have an ideas for 2 series at the moment using base game stuff. So it may be that we kind of phase out the FS19 content as those series wind up, mix in some tutorials and then start some FS22 plays. I'm just kind of going to play it by ear. Being a small channel, I maybe don't have the pressure to instantly switch that the big channels do. I'm assuming the small group of you that watch will watch anyway, because you enjoy the stuff that I make, hopefully. Are the Titans just refilled again? And there he goes. Just struggling to get the GPS set up on here. I think that's okay. Let's drop the plough down and get going. And instantly disable the GPS because I've not reset the width. So there should be a key combination for doing the width, but what I think it is isn't what it is. We'll just drive this line manually, as I don't seem to be having any luck setting the GPS up. It's not my intention that I will make you sit and watch me plough this whole field. It's going to take quite a while, and what I'll probably do is actually end the video now and run ploughing this off camera, as yeah, it's going to be a big job and it's going to take me several hours probably, and no one wants to watch hours and hours of just ploughing a field, or even hours and hours of time-lapse just ploughing a field. So if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Leave me a comment, give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. You're probably subscribed already if you're still watching, and I will catch you in the next episode of West Texas. Cheers everyone.